Liverpool spent almost £500 million this summer, but what did they have to show for it? 8th in the Premier League? Their record signing Alexander Isak is basically warming the bench. Florian Wirtz is out here getting 0.07 chance. And the decision to sell Luis Diaz, their most direct player, has not aged well because he's falling out at Bayern Munich. It's definitely starting to feel like Liverpool need a bit of fixing, and that's exactly why I've been handed a 3-year contract to bring them to the top. Our goal will be to win the Premier League and the Champions League. And sorry, Arnie Slot, you're my second favorite bald manager, but it's time to step aside because I'm going to be fixing Liverpool. Now, I know what you're thinking. 3 seasons to win the Premier League and Champions League with this team? It should be a cakewalk. But in this Liverpool fixing challenge, we're going to have to build a team for the future. And that means to start with, we're going to be saying goodbye to the heroes of that 2019 Liverpool team that won the Premier League as well as the Champions League.
Well.
Now, this is a pretty brutal start to this challenge with Liverpool. We're selling the core of this team. Mo Salah, VVD, they've all defined an era here. But I guess it's time for Salah to make the bags at Al Hilal. VVD, on the other hand, has got to move to Barcelona, fair enough. Meanwhile, now, this is the Liverpool team we're starting with. And I guess there's a lot of work to do, especially if in 3 seasons we want to win the Premier League and the Champions League. Now, I was really expecting to have a 0 transfer budget because Liverpool spent so much money in the summer. But I guess with all the player sales, getting the old guard out, we do have 112 million to bring in replacements, which we are going to need. But the first thing we need to do with this Liverpool squad is figure out a system where we can get the likes of Ekitike, Isak, Frimpong, basically all the new mega signings just working in a system. Because right now we're playing a formation with 1 striker, and that means we've got to either bench Ekitike or Isak. And I think that's a huge problem. You don't spend 144 million on Isak and then another 90 million basically on Ekitike and have one of them on the bench. And that's why my solution here at Liverpool is going to a 4-2-2 system. Of course, we'll be playing a high-pressing brand of football, just like how Klopp's Liverpool played back in the day. Now, there's no denying it, man. There's going to be huge boots to fill. No Mo Salah. I mean, I can't even imagine a Liverpool team without him. But that's what we're going to need to figure out in this challenge. And the way I want to do it is having Isak and Ekitike partnered up top. This 4-2-2 formation gives us 2 cams. That way we can have Florian Wirtz be on the left side, Szoboszlai on the right. Gravenberch and McAllister are going to hold the fort down in the middle, while also we'll try and get the best out of Frimpong and Kirkesh to give us width. In this system, I do feel like we're getting the best out of all of Liverpool's new signings. And we'll also avoid signing a replacement for Mo Salah, which is a bit of a risk. But I think it's the only way if we want to play both Isak and Ekitike up top together. But yeah, one player we will need to replace, VVD, and I don't know how we're going to do it. I mean, all the other spots were covered because in goal, we've got Mamardashvili, who's the natural successor to Alisson. But in the centre-back spot, we've lost VVD as well as Joe Gomez. Now, normally what Liverpool do in this situation is scout players from Southampton. But Southampton are currently kind of washed there in the Championship. And that's why we're going to have to look at other options like the Dutchman Mickey van de Ven. Would be a natural successor to VVD. But this guy's unreal. There's no way Spurs would sell him to us. Mark Guehi, on the other hand, I've seen a lot of rumours linking him to Liverpool. And it kind of reminds me of when Liverpool signed Van Dijk from Southampton, and because his contract was expiring, we've managed to sign him for just 35 million. I think with Guehi, I'm pretty happy with where this first team is at. I don't want to change much more because first we need to see how this system is working, if Isak, Ekitike are getting goals, if Wirtz is getting assists. But what we do need to work on is a bit of squad depth, and for that I feel Tapsoba from Bayer Leverkusen would be perfect, as well as Diouf from West Ham. Wait a minute, guys, Diouf has just joined West Ham, so we can't sign him. But we can sign Andrea Cambiaso from Juventus. And with that, boys, I think our squad is ready for season 1. Realistically, though, without Mo Salah, without VVD, I don't think we've got what it takes to win the league. It'll be a big ask because this is pretty much a completely new Liverpool team. What I want to see in this first season, though, is proof of concept that Isak and Ekitike up top can get the goals. If both of them can score 20+ goals, we know that things are working. And also, we need Florian Wirtz to really showcase his talent by getting maybe double-digit assists, maybe goals as well. Let's get through season 1 and see where we're at. Okay, I was expecting a rough season without Salah and Van Dijk, but not this rough. Outside the top 4, 5th in the Premier League. To be fair, in real life, currently Liverpool are 8th, so this is kind of better. But still, not being in the Champions League is going to be a huge miss. Okay, but Hugo Ekitike wins the Premier League Golden Boot. That's a good sign. Even Isak scored 20+ goals this season. This at least proves that Ekitike and Isak together can play. Also, Wirtz with double-digit goals and assists. McAllister and Szoboszlai having a decent season. And oh man, look at some of the the growth we had this season, Wirtz up to a 91, Ekitike 86. At the back, it's been Konate going up to an 88 overall, filling the boots of VVD. We even made him captain this season, which I think was the right decision. But this is proof we're on the right track. We won the FA Cup this year. Champions League, we missed out on getting into the top 8. And that kind of explains our season. Maybe we struggled at the start because of all the changes, not having Salah and Van Dijk. But we kept getting better throughout as the team adapted, knocking out Ajax, getting through Barcelona. That's huge. Even Arsenal. But in the end, PSG knocked us out. But you know what? That's given me even more confidence for season 2. We reached the Champions League semi-finals. But of course, next season, we're not going to be in that competition. I guess then we got to aim to win the Premier League. The team is there. But wait a minute, guys. We're getting an unexpected event. Konate's contract is expiring, and he has no interest in renewing with the club. His heart is set on Real Madrid. The Frenchman will be leaving as a free agent. Of course, man. I was literally hyping him up to be the next Van Dijk, our captain as well. But bro just did what Trent did, leaving to Real Madrid on a free transfer. Kind of painful. But this kind of did feel inevitable because there were a lot of rumors about Konate to Real Madrid. And I guess we know what needs to be done in season 2. Of course, bringing in a world-class centre-back. But also, boys, I want to select a captain for the team. Honestly, it's such a young Liverpool squad. There's barely any players from the past. I guess I would put McAllister as the captain. I don't see any other option. He's probably been at Liverpool for the most time among this squad. And at least with him, I know he's not going to betray us and go to Real Madrid. Now, we've got a pretty darn good budget this season, 112 million. All we need is a centre-back. Now, it's going to be a bit more challenging to find the best players because we're now a Europa League club for this season. But I know we've got a solid project, and luring Nico Schlotterbeck from Dortmund, that could be huge. And you know, I love a player whose contract is expiring. He's 88 rated too, same as Konate. And there's the deal wrapped up for 75 million. We're bringing Nico Schlotterbeck to Anfield. Now, that's the only change I want to make for this season. We've even got more squad depth with Harvey Elliott coming back from his loan spell. Now that we know this system works, this season our goal has to be to get back into the Champions League. And to be honest, maybe top 4 is too small of a goal. This team is definitely capable of taking the fight to Arsenal or Man City. But I've just realized for us to even keep this challenge going and not get sacked, the bare minimum is qualifying for Champions League next year. Otherwise, we're going to run out of our contract because we've only got 2 seasons left. End of the season and we do qualify for Champions League, so the journey continues. But I'm kind of disappointed because I was hoping we could challenge for the title because the team is good. We were 7 points off Arsenal, and to be honest, we had the most prolific scorer in the league in Isak, who scored 29 this time. Hugo Ekitike with 20 goals. One thing we've replaced really well in this team is the goals coming from Mo Salah. Ekitike and Isak have done the job. I mean, when you've got Wirtz pulling in 40 goal contributions as well, it really helps. I think where we lack though is the number of goals we concede. Yep, we conceded more goals than 6th place Chelsea. Kind of shows how important VVD was, and replacing him was never going to be easy. Now we win yet another FA Cup, which is awesome. But conceding goals has definitely been a problem because in the Europa League final, Galatasaray scored 2 against us and won the game. We're now going to be taking this team into season 3, my final chance here with Liverpool. And I've literally got to win both the Premier League and the Champions League, otherwise we fail the challenge. Defensively, we've got to figure stuff out. Now, I was contemplating replacing 1 or 2 players in the defense, but I quite like our partnership of Schlotterbeck and Guehi. Frimpong and Kirkes are really good in their positions. We're not going to get quite better. Mamadashvili as well up to an 88. He's probably only going to keep growing. I think rather than personnel, the issue is with our tactics. We've got both our wing backs being given so much freedom to attack that we're probably just left hanging on the counter. If we fix that, I think we'll stop leaking this many goals. But it's going to come at a cost, boys. Kirkes, we're going to have to just give him a more defensive role, playing as a full-back rather than a wing-back. Also, Gravenberch is going to have a more stricter role of just being that ball-winning CDM. I think putting him on the right side would probably be better for the balance of the team because then he can cover when Frimpong goes forward. Now, with this, we're going to be more defensive, so we might score lesser goals. But on the flip side, it might help win us titles because we won't be leaking that many goals. I'm definitely a bit nervous, bro, because we have the money to maybe improve that defense. But I feel like the tactical changes should be enough. The quality is there. But this is my last year as Liverpool manager. We either win the Premier League and the Champions League, or I fail to fix Liverpool. Okay, halfway through the season and we are top of the league. Defensively, it's been a massive upgrade. We've only conceded 28 goals in 24 games. The second best defense in the league. And we've, of course, retained our goal-scoring prowess. Most goals scored. And bro, our advantage is massive as well. well. 6 points over Arsenal. I think we've got the Premier League locked in. Champions League as well. We've been near perfect. I feel like after 3 seasons, this team is finally peaking. We're no longer feeling the losses of VVD and Mo Salah. But oh man, we couldn't have gotten a worse draw in the Champions League. Atletico Madrid. How do we finish first in the league phases to get like Atleti? They're probably the biggest bogey team Liverpool could face. But you know what? We've got 5 players in the team, 90 plus rated. A way better team than Atletico. This should be only going one way. But we lose the first leg. I genuinely can't believe this. We could legit end up failing the challenge instantly. And oh man, to make things worse for the second leg, Schlotterbeck is suspended. Thankfully, we did sign Tapsoba earlier, so he's going to be the man to come in. But this isn't looking good. We're 2-1 down. The quality's there to make the comeback, but Atleti are going to probably waste so much time. The moment of truth. Can we pull off the comeback? We can. 3-1. Isak, Ekitike, Wirtz all scoring. The big money signings getting the job done. Are you actually joking? Because we now get Bayern Munich for the quarterfinals. What even is this draw? This time the first leg is at Anfield. Can we please get a good result? And we can, in fact. Ekitike back to hat-trick. And now I'm totally confident we're not going to bottle it, boys. A 4-2 advantage is too big. And I told you, bro, we managed to hold the fort down. But yo, this is turning out to being the most difficult run I've had in the Champions League. PSG now. I remember in our first season, they were the ones that knocked us out. And honestly, this time I'm feeling super confident. We've got the team. Ooh, but only a 1-1 draw. Isak got the goal for us. Need to get a result here at the Parc des Princes. Can we pull it off? And yes, we can in extra time. Wirtz and Ekitike. One thing we've definitely pulled off in this challenge is getting the best out of those big money signings. Meanwhile, boys, the Premier League season has come to an end. We only lost 2 games. Those defensive tactical changes we made were massive. By 9 points, we managed to get the title against City. Bro, Ekitike and Isak legit went band for band. None of them could win the Golden Boot, but together they were an unbelievable duo. Okay, bro, let's just give Ekitike his flowers because 44 goals is insane. Bro has absolutely destroyed the Champions League, scoring 16 goals. Bro, if he scores in the final, he could equal Ronaldo's record, maybe even go past it. Now, Isak had a really good season too, but let me know in the comments between Ekitike and Isak, who do you think was the MVP for us? I'm leaning towards Ekitike, man. When it mattered, he delivered. But also, look at the goals we managed to get from Florian Wirtz, even Gakpo. And here we go, boys. Our chance to complete the challenge by winning the Champions League. I mean, hey, the goal was to get the Premier League and the Champions League in 3 seasons. We've got the Premier League, but now we've got to beat Arsenal for the big trophy. Now, I'm actually really curious to see how our 2-striker setup works, because in football, you normally don't see that anymore. But we're gonna find out how Ekitike and Isak have been scoring this many goals. And already these two are linking up nicely. Florian Wirtz is joining the party as he gets it back for Isak. Proper chance that, but he skies it. But hey, 10 minutes in, we are putting Arsenal on the back foot. McAllister looking for Alexander Isak, who's managed to break through. And there's the opening goal. Liverpool's most expensive signing comes good in a Champions League final. Now that we've got the lead, Arsenal feel a bit clueless here. We're just keeping the ball with Wirtz, looking back for Gravenberch. Now Jeremy Frimpong striking that one, but that was never going in. But uh-oh, we've now given Bukayo Saka way too much space. He looks for Gyökeres, but Schlotterbeck, strong defending there, reminded me of Van Dijk. One thing I do feel like with this system is we just don't have pace in the attack. Both Szoboszlai and Wirtz are not really players you can just play through balls into, and maybe now, 52 minutes into this game, that's what we need. We've got Chiesa with 88 pace. Gakpo as well is pretty quick. I think we bring on Chiesa for Szoboszlai. Wirtz have just got to keep on the pitch, bro. He's too influential, 95 rated. It looks like even Arsenal are making changes. Zubimendi coming on, Chiesa coming on for us. Launching this one up to Isak, and now it's Chiesa. I know he can run, but he can also play a lovely ball for Ekitike on the other side. Here's, of course, now our striker looking for Florian Wirtz. The linked-up play is outstanding. Wirtz tries to cut it back. Isak can't get there, but look at the difference. Minutes after Chiesa came on, things are clicking. Arsenal have got a chance here with Martin Odegaard. Nope. Just do not let them shoot. Brilliant defending. And now we can use Chiesa's space to attack on the counter. This is why he's been brought on. Isak is going to release this one for Federico Chiesa. I see Ekitike making the run, but Saliba's too good. Although we might not need another goal because we've got the job done. Liverpool are champions of Europe. And not bad, guys. A 3-season contract. We got the Premier League and the Champions League. Tactically, we figured out how to get the best of Isak and Ekitike. Also, of course, we did this entire challenge without Mo Salah as well as VVD. We definitely fixed Liverpool. Now, if you enjoyed this video, why not watch me start career mode unemployed? Click here.